Hello and welcome back to the channel, and we are again continuing on with the second week of Trilogy Month, where it is time for me to revisit one of my childhood favorites, and that of course is The Chamber of Secrets, the second in the Harry Potter universe. Now, why do I say that's my childhood favorite? Well, because for years and years and years, The Chamber of Secrets was my favorite. And for the longest time, I honestly thought that The Chamber of Secrets was the first movie I ever seen in cinema. Because I don't have memories of actually me being there in cinema to see it. I just remember that it was when I was in primary school, when I literally had just started, I would have been about four-ish at the time, four, nearly five. Because it was when me and my mom lived the first place after moving out from my grandparents, and I remember we were at one of my mom's friends. I was of course friends with the older kid. And I remember being what I for years what I looked back at as being a weird kid, and that was trying to mimic the whisper partial tongue that happens in the movie. But now that I know that I'm autistic, I look back at it as like, oh, that's just me trying to mimic the. Not only is it me trying to mimic the movie, but it's more likely um, could have nearly been an autistic stim that vocal stim that I picked up from from watching that movie. But yeah, for the longest time, I remember Chamber of Secrets being my one of my all time favorite Harry Potter films. And that was of course before I watched Order of the Phoenix and Half Blood Prince. No, it's even then when those movies first came out. I always said Chamber of Secrets was my favorite. Because again, watching it be on every Christmas. And it's a good who done it essentially. Who let the basilisk out from the Chamber of Secrets? Who is the rightful heir of Salazar Slytherin? And it's just expertly shot and filmed, and I love it, except for the spider scene. Yeah, no, even that's kind of where I now know my fear of spiders comes from. Like, my mother was also a massive arachnophobe, and I guess that unfortunately gets passed down to me because for the life of me, cannot watch that scene. Doesn't matter if I watch it on VHS, if I watch it on Blu-ray, if I watch it on YouTube, I cannot watch that scene. I will fast forward through it. That's how scared of spiders I am now. The animatronics of it, with a little bit of CG, still holds up. It does. It still holds up over 20 years later. Um, but yeah, no, I really really don't like I don't like spiders. To quote Ron, why can't it be follow the butterflies? But yeah, I really love this movie, especially the dueling scene between Draco and Harry. That is it Lockhart? I literally just watched it, but I'm terrible with names. I'm terrible with names. The this year's Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, pitting them up against each other, and then of course that's where we see the partial tongue being spoken, which I guess technically was also spoken in the first movie. When Harry frees the snake in the zoo. But yeah, I definitely love that dueling scene. And one thing I didn't mention in my Philosopher's Stone review is another huge part of my childhood is playing the Harry Potter video games. Well, most of them. I definitely grew up playing the Philosopher's Stone and Chamber of Secrets on PlayStation 1. I didn't play it, and then years later, when I collected video games, I had all the Harry Potter games, excluding the Lego games. I think I did at some point have all the Lego Harry Potter games. But was, those were memories that I remember so much. Trying to get good at throwing the little goblin things in one of the levels, to going down the slide to Diagonal Alley. Again, I don't know why I can't say that right, but it serves its purpose for this film. Harry can't say it right, and apparently neither can I. And But also, I love the fact that Molly Weasley is so loving and attentive to Harry because he doesn't know any better. There's a reason he probably latched on so much to the Weasleys in general, and married one. Because of just the going from being berated by the Dursleys. Like, granted, yes, he does have his own room, but he's still getting some of Dudley's hand-me-downs. And the only reason he has that room is because Dumbledore basically threatened Petunia to give Harry that room. It's not mentioned in the movie. I just know that from the snippet that I read in Chamber of Secrets because, again, I only managed to read through Philosopher's Stone. I haven't read through Chamber of Secrets. Though, as I said, I more than likely am going to change that fact because as of recording this on the tail end of March, I'm still working my way through the Saga of Darren Shan. I more than likely will end up going on to the Saga of Learning and Crepusty, and then maybe I might consider doing the Harry Potters if I don't go back to the Hunger Games. Anyway, that's basically that. There's a lot of memories there for me to still love this movie. I would definitely still say it's my third favorite because, again, Order of the Phoenix and the Half-Blood Prince, depending on the day, will be number one, and then the other being number two. It really just depends on the day. But that is going to wrap this video up. So come back on Friday as we go through The Prisoner of Azkaban, and I explain why I don't like it and why it's probably my least favorite, because I know it's a lot of people's favorite, not mine. I had to pause there for a sneeze. But anyway, I shall see you all on Friday for my review of The Prisoners of Azkaban. I'll see you all next time.